So I was about in the 9th grade when this happened. I lived in a very small town in the high desert called Adelanto. And I believe it was the summer in between 8th grade and 9th grade. My cousin, Corey, a.k.a. The Universe, if you guys follow my channel, he had come over to spend the night, and we were just hanging out, like we always did. Back then, we were young. We didn't smoke. We didn't do drugs. We didn't do anything. So what we did back then is we would literally record ourselves, like singing songs and doing like stupid like reenactments of music videos and stuff like that. And it was kind of like the beginning of our creativity, After that, we started doing Twisted Pictures and making music and all this other stuff. But basically, that's what we were doing that weekend. We were just being creative, recording music videos and stuff like that. And I think it was the night before Corey, my cousin, was going to go home. And, being dumb and young and ignorant and just so ignorant to the world at that age, I really didn't understand the circumstances to my actions. And I was very impulsive. And I remember I had the idea to sneak into my mom's room, get her car keys, and go for a joyride, basically. I don't know if I even used those words, but I think I know that, it was my idea to literally sneak into my mom's room, Mission Impossible style, Pink Panther style, and get the keys. So that's what I did. I literally took my shoes off, snuck into my mom's room, grabbed the keys off her dresser, and my cousin and I proceeded to leave. But one of the major and most important wild parts of the story are that my younger brother, was going to go with us. We were asking him to go with us, and had he gone, it could, I might not be here right now. I might not be telling you the story. So it's an amazing thing that my brother told us no, because at first he said yes, and then he changed his mind. And it's amazing that he did that. And I think it was a huge learning lesson for him, that sometimes saying no is worth it. And anyway, so he said no. So my cousin and I went in the middle of the night in Adelanto, California, which is a very small desert town outside of Victorville. It's really very, very, very small. There's one Stater Brothers, literally. Anyways, so we take off in the car, and I don't know if any of you guys have ever done this or snuck out in the middle of the night, but there is this huge fucking rush that you get, and I did it a few times back in the day. This might not have been my first time, taking the car or whatever, but maybe it was. I don't know exactly. But I remember getting a huge rush anytime that I would sneak out or I would, steal something. It was just, wild, wrong shit that you did when you were young made you feel a huge rush. So I remember that. I remember a huge, dopamine kick hitting me hard the second that we were driving around the city. It felt like, this is what it feels like to be a grown-up. Wow, I'm a grown-up now. And you just get this false sense of, happiness or accomplishment. It was definitely fun. I can't lie. It was fun. It was around the time that the song Laffy Taffy by D4L came out. That song that goes, shake that Laffy Taffy. If I say Laffy Taffy, you probably know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so I say that because we were playing that song loud, and we were just dancing around, having fun. And on our way back to my house, I remember thinking, I'm going to fuck with my cousin. My stepdad, when we would drive, we used to get the wheel and go like this and shake it back and forth, right? He would do it with his foot on the brake, maybe going 15 miles per hour, and just shake us around the car. Me, I'm going down Mojave, probably at fucking 30 to 45 miles per hour, and I decide to shake the wheel. with my foot on the gas. This is how ignorant and stupid I was. Doing this, I absolutely lost control. We started to go into a spin towards the right. I believe I hit my foot on the brake. I could have had my foot on the gas the whole time. I was so dumb and young. I still have no idea to this day. I don't remember us slowing down almost at all, but I don't know. So I get my hands, I go like this with the wheel. We lose control. We start fishtailing to the right. And the entire time that we're fishtailing to the right, I am just closing my eyes and saying, please don't flip, please don't flip, please don't flip. And then boom, we flip. It felt as if we were fishtailing for fucking 5 minutes, dude. It felt like forever. And then all of a sudden, it was like, we went boom. And it felt like we were in the air. And then we landed. And then we just instantly rolled. And we rolled so quick that I don't remember the car flipping. I don't remember anything like that. All of a sudden, I just remember standing up with the steering wheel by my head. So I was standing on the roof of the car, and the keys and the fucking gears were by my head. Everything that was in the car, underneath the seats and everything else in the glove compartment, flew to the top of the car, which was on the ground. And I just was in shock. I couldn't believe, first off, I was standing inside of a car, upside down. I couldn't believe what happened. Neither my cousin and I or I had seatbelts on. We were lucky to be alive. And this is where I instantly thought about my brother. Because if my brother had gone with us, he'd have been in the back seat. And who the fuck knows what would have happened or could have happened, you know? It's funny, I started telling this story thinking it was going to be entertaining, and now it's just making me sad. But sometimes I guess I could be the most entertaining or the best videos to make, right? So all of a sudden, instantly, I'm standing on the roof, inside of the roof of my car, or my mom's car. It was a Nissan Altima, by the way. And it was the wildest fucking thing. Also, we weren't upside down, we were sideways. So I was like sideways standing on the side of the car basically, but the keys were still by my head. My side of the car was up, I believe. I don't know. It was sideways. So what we did is we literally, I in such an adrenaline rush, I tried to get the keys out of the car to try to instantly say that it was stolen. That's where my mind went. I'm like, oh, the car was stolen. The car was stolen. That's what I started saying. So I ripped the key. I was trying to get the keys out of the ignition, but because I just flipped the fucking car, I couldn't get the keys out of the ignition. So what I did was I pulled the keys, the entire key ring apart, and all the keys just went all over the car. So what we did is we crawled out. Like I said, we were halfway. We opened the door that was able to open. My cousin was trying to get out, and out of the, me not paying attention, I dropped the door on his fucking head. And we end up getting out. I asked him if he's okay. I keep telling him I need to cry. I need to make myself cry. I don't know why I'm not crying. So I'm trying to make myself cry on the way home. I'm telling him we're going to say the car got stolen. That's it. It was one of the scariest moments of my life, having to walk home from that. We're about a quarter mile from my house. When we get there, I told my cousin, you know what? Fuck this, man. They're going to know. I don't want to lie. I'm done lying. And this was kind of around the time where I was like, fuck this. In my previous video, I talked about not wanting to be around fake people. And this was around the time where I started realizing, lying is some bullshit. Sometimes being unapologetically truthful is the way to go. So that's what I decided to do. I literally walked into my mom's room, woke her up, told her my cousin and I stole her car and crashed it. She didn't believe me for a few minutes. And then eventually obviously she saw her car was in there. And then my stepdad and I drove to the scene of the crime. And there were police there. And it was a whole thing. I almost went to... I think they took me and booked me. I went to the jail, but I don't think that my mom pressed charges. I think they just did it to try to scare me. But yeah, man, I don't know. It was a while. I haven't really thought about this night in a long time. And I definitely haven't thought about how close I was to killing my brother and my cousin. And how lucky I was to not do that. How lucky they were. It was a wild night, man. It was one of those crazy learning experiences that you never really, I guess, think about in older age. I don't know. It was a very dramatic experience, but it was a huge learning lesson. Not only for myself, but for my brother and my cousin. A lot of things changed after this for us. So, we were lucky. And, I'll end this story with this. I'll never listen to the song Laffy Taffy by D4L the same again. Ever. That was playing as we were flipping and saying, please don't flip, please don't flip. And then even after we crashed the car, the radio was still playing. Girl, shake that Laffy Taffy. That Laffy Taffy. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I will ask you one thing before the video ends to do something for me. And that is, have a good day. I love you guys. Peace.